My name is Amina. I'm 26 years old. I grew up in a small town with big dreams. I worked hard. I saved every dollar. For 5 years, I worked 2 jobs, day and night. I had one goal: to open my own beauty salon. I believed in myself, but more than that, I believed in love. One day, I met Emir. He was charming, polite, and always smiling. He told me, "You're special, Amina. I want a future with you." My heart was full. No one ever made me feel like that. We started spending time together. Coffee shops, walks in the park, phone calls every night. He listened to my dreams and said, "Let me help you. We can do this together." I trusted him. I told him about my savings. $100,000. Money I had never even used. It was everything I had. One evening, he looked into my eyes and said, "Let me invest it for you. I know people. I can double it. In 6 months, you'll open a big salon, bigger than you ever dreamed." I hesitated, but he held my hand and said, "Amina, don't you trust me?" I said yes. I gave him the money. He kissed my forehead and whispered, "You won't regret this." The next day, he didn't text. The day after that, his phone was off. By the 3rd day, his number didn't work. My heart sank. I went to his apartment. It was empty. He was gone. And so was my $100,000. Tears ran down my face. I couldn't breathe. I screamed inside. Why? Why did he lie to me? I couldn't sleep that night. My heart was broken, and my head was full of questions. Where did he go? Why did he lie to me? Was any of it real? I sat on my cold bed, holding the small box where I had kept all my receipts, my savings plan, and my dreams. Now, the money was gone, and so was Amir. I went to the police station. I told them everything. "He said he loved me," I cried. "He took my life savings. I trusted him." The police officer looked tired. He sighed and said, "We'll do what we can. But if you gave him the money by choice, it's difficult." "What do you mean?" I asked, shaking. "If there's no contract, no proof, then it's not a crime, it's just betrayal." Betrayal. That word hit my heart like a knife. I walked home slowly. I couldn't believe this was happening to me. I felt ashamed. How could I be so stupid? My friends didn't understand. They said, "You should have been careful. Why did you give him the money? Maybe you wanted too much, too fast." I stopped talking to them. I stopped smiling. I stopped believing in people. Each day felt like a year. I had no money, no dream, no trust. was alone. But deep inside, something still whispered, "Stand up, Amina. Don't let him win." And in that moment, I decided, I will not give up. I didn't have much left, only a few clothes, a small rented room, and the pain in my heart. But pain makes people strong. I knew I couldn't sit and cry forever, so I started working again. I found a part-time job in a bakery. The pay was small, but the smell of fresh bread in the morning gave me a little comfort. Every day, I cleaned the tables, packed pastries, and smiled at strangers, even when I wanted to cry. I saved every coin I earned. I made tea at home. I didn't buy new clothes. I didn't go out. I was building myself again, not just with money, but with hope. One night, after work, I opened my old phone and searched his name again. Emir, the boy who said, "I love you," every night. The boy who kissed my forehead and said, "I'll take care of you." The boy who vanished with my dreams. And suddenly, there he was. A new profile, a different city, but the same smile. He had posted a photo with another girl. A caption said, "My everything." My hands shook. My heart raced. But this time, I didn't cry. I took a screenshot, then another. Then I opened a notebook and began to write down everything I remembered. Dates, places, messages, bank transfers, his lies. I was going to fight back, not with anger, but with truth. I called the police again. I told them I had more evidence now. The officer listened this time. He sounded serious. "We'll open a case," he said. It wasn't much, but it was a start. That night, for the first time in weeks, I slept without tears. I was still hurt, still scared, but I had something new, strength. 1 week later, the police called me again. They found some of Amir's online accounts. They asked me to come to the police station. I took my notebook. It had many screenshots and notes. I sat in front of the police officer. I felt small and scared, but I spoke clearly. He said he loved me. He wanted to start a new life with me. He asked me for help. I gave him $100,000. The officer listened and wrote everything down. Then he said something that surprised me. "You are not the only one," he said. "What?" I asked. He showed me his computer screen. There were 3 other women. They lived in different cities, but the story was the same. Emir lied to them too. Emir took their money. Emir broke their hearts. I felt very sad, but I also felt strong. I was not alone. The police gave me the phone number of one woman. Her name was Layla. I called her that evening. She was crying. Her voice was soft and weak. He told me I was special, she said. I gave him everything. Then he disappeared. We both cried. We were strangers, but we had the same pain. The police said they were working on the case. They would try to find Emir. They told us to wait. It could take time. That night, I walked home. I looked at myself in a store window. I looked different. I was not the same girl. I was stronger now. I was hurt, but I was not broken. I was fooled once, but never again. After I talked to Layla, we started speaking every day. We talked on the phone in the morning. We texted in the evening. We were not just two women with the same problem. We were now friends. Layla was kind. She listened to me. I listened to her. We shared our stories, our pain, and even our dreams. One day, Layla said, "Let's not cry anymore. Let's do something." "Like what?" I asked. "Let's help other girls," she said. That idea made me feel happy. I wanted to turn my pain into something good. We made a small page online. We named it, "Be Careful, Sister." We wrote, how to stay safe online, how to know if someone is lying, what to do if you are hurt, and our own stories. Soon, other girls started to write to us. One girl said, "Thank you. Your story saved me. I almost gave money to a man like that." Another wrote, "I thought I was stupid, but now I see it can happen to anyone." I smiled when I read those messages. My heart still had pain, but something inside me was growing. Hope. Maybe I lost my money. Maybe I was lied to. But I still had a voice, and now I was using it. Layla and I became close like sisters. We made a promise. No more lies. No more tears. From now on, we rise. 1 year passed. The pain in my heart became smaller. I worked hard. I made new friends. I saved a little money. I was not the same girl anymore. I was stronger. I was wiser. But sometimes, I still cried at night. One evening, I looked at myself in the mirror. I touched my heart and said, "It was not your fault. You loved someone. You believed him. That is not bad. That is beautiful." I sat on my bed and wrote a letter to myself. It said, "Dear me, you lost $100,000, but you found yourself. You are not weak. You are not stupid. You are brave." I felt tears fall from my eyes, but they were soft, warm tears, not from pain, but from healing. The next day, Layla and I were invited to speak on a radio show. We told our stories. We told the truth. We told every girl listening, "You are not alone. You can begin again." After the show, we walked together. Layla said, "You know, money from us, but he gave us something too. What? I asked. Power, she smiled. Now we help others. Now we shine. I looked at the stars in the sky and whispered, "Thank you for my pain. It made me who I am." And at that moment, I knew this was not the end of my story. It was just the beginning.